Good afternoon, boys and girls. Today you are going to be listening to a story called Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears. This is a text by Verna Ardema, and it has pictures by Leo and Diane Dillon. So, last week we learned about some folk tales, and we learned about how you could do a retell with your folk tales through using facial expressions, sounds, and lots of use of body language, which means using your hands. Today we're going to follow up by listening to the story, Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears, and then we're going to do a little bit of writing. So let me just go over the materials. You will have this only to listen to. Then you'll have some sentence strips like this. You'll have a bag of crayons. And you might also have a few index cards like this. So why don't we go ahead and get started with the first part of the story. So right now, something I forgot to mention, you should also have your headphones on, and you will have to hit pause whenever you lose your spot or whenever you have a question for myself. So, why mosquitoes buzz in people's ears? One morning, a mosquito saw an iguana drinking at a water hole. The mosquito said, "Iguana, you will never believe what I saw yesterday." "Try me," said the iguana. The mosquito said, "I saw a farmer digging yams that were almost as big as I am. What's a mosquito compared to a yam?" snapped the iguana grumpily. "I would rather be deaf than listen to such nonsense." Then he stuck 2 sticks in his ears and went off, meck, 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 through the reeds. You can see the sticks stuck in his ears. Alright. The iguana was still grumbling to himself when he happened to pass by a python. See python right there. The big snake raised his head. "Good morning, iguana." The iguana did not answer, but lumbered on, bobbing his head, butterman, butterman. "Now, why won't he speak to me?" said the python to himself. "Iguana must be angry about something. I'm afraid he is plotting some mischief against me." He began looking for somewhere to hide. The first likely place he found was a rabbit hole, and in it he went. Wasawoo, wasawoo, wasawoo. When the rabbit saw the big snake, there's rabbit. When the rabbit saw the big snake coming into the burrow, she was terrified. She scurried out through her back way and bounded, crick, 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 across the clearing. So there's rabbit bounding away as snake came into his hole. A crow saw the rabbit. Where's the crow? There he is. A crow saw the rabbit running for her life. He flew into the forest, crying, "Caw, caw, caw." It was his duty to spread the alarm in case of danger. A monkey heard the crow. He was sure some dangerous beast was crawling near. He began screeching and leaping killy-willy through the trees to help warn the other animals. There's the monkey. As the monkey was crashing through the treetops, he happened to land on a dead limb. It broke and fell on an owl's nest, killing one of the owlets. So here's the branch, here are the owlets. An owlet is a small bird. Mother Owl was not at home, for though she usually hunted only in the night, this morning she was still out, searching for one more tidbit to satisfy her hungry babies. When she returned to the nest, she found one of them dead. Her other children told her that the monkey had killed it. All that day and all that night, she sat in her tree, so sad, so sad, so sad. Now it was Mother Owl who woke the sun each day so that the dawn could come. But this time, she should have hooted for the sun. She did not do it. I wonder why she didn't wake up the sun that day. Let's read on. The night grew longer and longer. The animals of the forest knew it was lasting much too long. They feared the sun would never come back. All right, we're gonna pause this for a second. Great story. And if there's a part of that story that you kind of got lost on or you need to listen to, you can go ahead and hit the pause button for me right now and then just go back and you can listen to that part one more time if something was confusing. So this week we're gonna be writing a paragraph retelling the folktale called Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears. Then you'll use retelling techniques to perform it, kind of like we did last week with using your body movement, using facial expressions. So right now what I want you to do is I want you to take your first blank sentence strip and I want you to copy this sentence down for me. I want you to copy this sentence down and I want you to use the same colors that I use. Here's your first sentence. Iguana. So I'm going to go over the colors as well. So for the names, I'm going to use blue. For the actions, I'm going to use red. And then I'm going to leave a little box there. But actually, I don't think this is my first one. I made a mistake. My first one is down at the bottom. And I want you to copy this one down. Still, the character's name is blue. Iguana was annoyed. And then I left the little part there. So Iguana was annoyed, and then I left a space here. Blank, mosquito told him a silly story. So in that blank part that you see right there, we're going to fill that in with a word. And here's the word we're going to fill it in with. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the back. Now, you have two conjunctions that you're going to pick. I want you to write these on your index card. The first one is when. The second one is because. Can I hear you say the word when? Whenever I want you to repeat a word, I want you to just say it out loud. Say when. Now I want you to say the conjunction because. Now say when. Because. When, because, when, because. Perfect. All right. Now here's what you're going to do with that sentence. So remember we had this sentence a second ago. The sentence said, Iguana was annoyed. Now, right now I'm going to fill that in with my conjunction that says because. So now to complete that sentence, I'm going to read the sentence, and then I want you to echo the sentence. The sentence says, Iguana was annoyed because Mosquito told him a silly story. Echo that sentence, please. I should hear you right now. I'll read that one more time. Iguana was annoyed because Mosquito told him a silly story. Echo that sentence, please, right now. If you want to hit the pause button when you're echoing, feel free to do that. Now, I want you to take your sentence strip. You should have 2 blank sentence strips. And I want you to write the sentence down. Now, instead of doing this, something else you can do is you can just leave a box like that. And now this color that I use for my conjunctions is brown. So I use blue for the names, red for the actions, and then brown for my conjunctions. So another thing you could do here, and I have my crayon right here, I have my brown crayon, is you could just draw the box here and write the word because. Okay? So now that you've done that, now we're going to go to our next sentence. So I hope you have that one copied down already. Our next sentence is, Iguana didn't hear Python. Now I want you to think about what conjunction is going to go in here. Blank, he had sticks in his ears. So again, the conjunction that I want to use here, so I can use my card or I can just write it in there. So now I'm going to read this one more time and I want you to repeat it once I read it. So Iguana didn't hear Python. Because he had sticks in his ears. So the color for this one is blue. red for the action, blue for Python's name, and then your conjunction is going to be brown, and then the rest can be black. So copy this on your sentence strip, and as soon as you're done copying it, I want you to echo the sentence, please. I'll read it one more time. Iguana didn't hear Python because he had sticks in his ears. So now you should have 2 sentences written down. And you can get your brown crayon and write that word in. Because. Alright, let's go to our third sentence. Now, our third sentence is right here. Okay, so once again, characters' names are in blue. Python went to hide in rabbit's hole, blank, he was afraid. Okay, so pause and repeat, please. But instead of just repeating by saying blank, I want you to think about which conjunction is going to fit there. Do you want to use the conjunction that we've been using? Do you want to use because? Or do you want to use the conjunction when? Or you can try both and see which one you prefer, and then we'll decide. Okay, here we go. Again. Python went to hide in rabbit's hole because he was afraid. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one up. This is my third sentence now. You know, one thing I forgot to do right there is I forgot to tell you to pause and repeat. So after I read each one, I want you to pause and then repeat it out loud, because that's what I'm going to do. Remember, I'm going to be walking around giving you your grade on my sheet as you're reading your sentences out loud. So I have 3 sentences now, and think about what word I'm going to add in here. Python went to hide in rabbit's hole because, if you say because, you are correct. Because he was afraid. Okay, we have 4. I think we only have 1 more to go. I'll move out of the way so you can keep copying those. Now, I think we're actually going to stop right there, and what I want you to do right now is I want you to make sure that you have these 3 sentences written down in your sentence strips. If you want, you can do, I'll give you 3 actually, and I'm just going to go over all 3 of them, and then I want you to echo all 3 of them out loud. Here is the first one. Iguana was annoyed because Mosquito told him a silly story. You can pause and echo there, or you can pause and echo the whole thing. Second sentence. Iguana didn't hear Python because he had sticks in his ears. Pause and echo. Alright, now you're back. Third sentence. Python went to hide in rabbit's hole because he was afraid. Pause and repeat out loud. Remember, it's important to pause and repeat because I'm walking around and I'm going to listen to see who's saying the sentences out loud, and I'm putting a check off by your name to see if you're using the conjunction because or also the conjunction when. So now you should have 1, 2, 3 sentences. This is a good time to pause or go back and make sure that you have everything written down. Once again, your materials is going to be sentence strips and a bag of crayons, and I will have the copy of the book up front if you would like the copy for yourself just to look at. But remember, the copy's in the video. Rewind the video and watch it again. See you later. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.